Okay, Mark, right, thank you for your efforts today in our discussion. We're going to take a look now at some notes based on your performance. Okay, so we'll
Nice.
start with this first sentence here. All of the jobs, I find them in LinkedIn. Okay, so we have three problems here. The first one is related to tenses, and then we have prepositions, and there is a syntax problem as well. Okay. Do you have any ideas maybe for how we might solve that problem or those problems?
Mhm. Um, all of the jobs, I find them in LinkedIn. Um, I find all of the jobs in LinkedIn.
Okay, so we're making progress there. Could you explain your reasoning maybe? So why did you make that decision?
Okay. I find is the subject. No, I
Mhm. I is the
find the verb.
subject pronoun, great.
Yeah, and all of the jobs is the thing. No, the thing I
Mhm.
I find. No,
Okay.
and it goes behind the verb.
So we're using our basic syntax structure in English, right? Subject, verb, object. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm curious here, when you said this sentence, were you referring to a past event? So when you were searching for jobs in the past, or was it in a more general sense?
No, no. All the all the jobs I had, I find them. For example,
Mhm.
the job that I will start on July.
Mhm.
I found it in LinkedIn,
Okay, so this suggests to
and
me. Mhm.
the
Sorry, go
others
on.
I had too,
Mhm. Okay,
and the others jobs I had too.
so it would suggest that we're referring to a series of jobs that you've had in the past, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
because of that, then we have something of a problem with the word found. Sorry, with the word find, right? So we would need to use either the past simple, which would be found, or we could use the present perfect, I've found, yeah, rather than find. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I found I found all of the jobs on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Okay,
Wonderful. And then
okay.
the last point there is that we've used the preposition on rather than in. And that's because when we're referring to, digital platforms or effectively almost anything that references technology, we use the preposition on, right? So, on the internet, on your phone, on Netflix, on Zoom, etc. Yeah, on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
our final solution would be I found all of the jobs on LinkedIn, or maybe I've found all of the jobs on LinkedIn. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. What about this point here? It depends on the topic that we want to speak. It depends on the topic we want to speak. What do you think about this point here? Any ideas?
It depends on the topic that we want. Um, hmm,
Is is there the possibility of adding a preposition to the end of the sentence
yeah,
in this case?
yeah.
What do you think?
I, I was thinking with about
About will be the perfect choice. Well
maybe
done. Correct answer. Good. So
it
yes,
depends on the topic that we want to speak about.
perfect. Well done. And I think I made a small error there because I put solution at the beginning rather than original. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Um, another possibility could be to say it depends on the topic that we want to discuss. Discuss would be a good verb
To
to use there
discuss.
as well. No?
Okay.
Okay,
If we put the verb speak, we have to put to the about.
that's correct. Yes, but if you use the verb discuss, it's not necessary to use the preposition about. You can just the verb, yeah. So the verb discuss can accommodate its object directly. However, if we use the noun version of discussion, then
Yeah.
we would use the preposition about. So for example, we could say today we've had a discussion about grammar. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What about this next point here? I take a coffee. I take a coffee. So I think if I remember back to our discussion, when you said this, you were referring to your breakfast, right? So
Mm.
if
I drank a coffee.
that would be an acceptable option, yes. So this is a very common mistake amongst native Spanish speakers because you say tomar un café, right? Which is
Yeah.
tomar can be frequently translated as take, and so it can logically come to the conclusion that we take a coffee. So in English, in contrast, sorry, Mark, go ahead, please.
No, could it be I take a glass of coffee or café?
So it's the same idea, right? So of course you can add a noun, glass or mug or whatever it may be, but the verb would still be drink or maybe have as well. So you could say I'll have a glass of coffee. Well, maybe I'll have a glass of milk might be a better example, or I'll drink a glass of milk. But I'll take a glass of milk. I think that that doesn't fit with your intentions. Okay, right.
Okay.
I'll put the solutions there. Okay. Um, Next point here, I come back to home. I come back to home. Sorry, I think it was I come back to home. Yeah, present simple. So we have an issue. We have an issue here regarding. Well, there is an issue regarding prepositions, but I don't think that at is the solution. Any ideas?
I come back into home.
Well, in this case, when we're using come back with home as the object, we actually don't require a preposition at all. You can just say
okay.
I come back home directly. Yeah.
I come back home. Okay.
Yeah, we can think of home because we quite often use to indicate a destination, right? So I'll come back to the hospital, right? Or I'll come back to the office, right? But with the noun home, it's an exception, right? There's no preposition required in that case. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I believe that we have a couple more. What about this point here? I'm looking the screen. I'm looking the screen. What can we do here?
At the screen?
Yes, perfect. Well done. That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have our final point for today, which is they record the meet. Okay, they record the meet.
Recorded if I was speaking of the past. They record.
So I know we have the tool Google Meet, which might make this a little bit confusing, but generally speaking in English, the word meet would be a verb, right? We're going to meet.
The meeting.
The meeting, exactly. Yeah. So in this case, given that it's the object, we would need to use the noun form, which is meeting, as you've correctly stated. Yeah. All right. So as far as one other point, we have the pronunciation of the word changed as well. Do you want to try pronouncing that with me? Changed.
Change.
But notice that we need to try and enunciate clearly the ed suffix at the end there. Okay, so it changed. Yeah. Changed. Try that again, please.
Changed.
Much better. Okay, we're making progress with that. Yeah. Good. Okay, right, Mark. Thank you for your time considering those notes. Do you have any questions based on what we've just discussed?
No, all is clear.
Okay, excellent.